Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to have a look at the Zipp 303 Firecrest Clincher wheels. Now I've used these all season so far, so since March, so how many months is that? That's about 4 or 5 months, so I've been using these wheels for quite a while now. That's a few thousand kilometers. So I think I've got a pretty good feel of how they run and what they're like. And one of you guys requested that I did a review video of my Zipp wheels, so I thought now would be a good time to do so. So the wheels are Zipp 303s, as I stated, they are the Clincher version. They are 45mm deep, so they're a sort of a trade-off between an aero wheel and a straight out climber's wheel. The rims are 26.4mm thick, so quite a thick rim to be honest, and they come in at just over 1600 grams, so 1.6 kilograms, which isn't too bad. It's sort of the going weight, shall we say, for a pair of decent race wheels. Okay, so I'm going to start by talking about what I really like about this wheel set. Like I said, they've got a 26.4mm wide rim, which is quite a wide rim. Now I find this really does improve the ride quality of the wheels, especially if you're going sort of down a fast descent and go around a corner. You know, you feel a lot more glued to the road. You don't sort of feel as many vibrations as you would do on a standard thinner rim. Now that is helped by the 25mm tyres as well, but you know the wider rim does also contribute to that ride smoothness and the ride quality in general. Now I was reading the slightly wider rim also, when put with a 25mm tyre, as I've got on here, it sort of makes it flush almost between the tyre and the rim. Now Zipp say this makes the wheels more aerodynamic, so hey, that's a win-win situation. Now the carbon that Zipp uses is also really nice. You know, when you're pressing into the rim, there's no flex or crunching as you get with the Mavic rims. I've got a pair of SLEs outside, and you can just tell the quality of the carbon just isn't half as good as it is with these Zipps. It's a much thicker carbon, but Zipp have really hit the nail on the head here, because despite the thicker carbon and the better quality carbon, it's not actually any heavier than a pair of Mavics. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell a noticeable difference between the two. Now I don't know how much the Mavics weigh off the top of my head, but yeah, it's not a lot of difference. Okay, and also one thing I really do notice with this wheel set is the acceleration is so quick and efficient. Now what I mean by that is when you're sort of rolling along at maybe 15 miles an hour, and then you stand up and really sort of push the power down on the pedals, you do really notice a quick acceleration. And I think one of the reasons for this is because of the thicker carbon they use. There isn't that much lateral movement, so when you do put the power down, there isn't any flex laterally in the wheels, and the power is, you know, directed straight through the wheel, which ultimately makes them more efficient. And that's great for racing, especially if you're doing like crits or something where you're constantly in and out of the saddle, sprinting, braking, sprinting. It just makes life a little bit easier. Now ultimately, Zipp have been known for their high quality goods, and I can honestly truly say that these 303 Firecrest Clinchers are no exception to that. Now they are slightly more expensive than your standard 45mm carbon wheel, but in my honest opinion, if you can afford it, and you know, if you've got the cash to invest in a pair, then they are really worth it. They will last a lot longer than other brands of wheels. And of course we've got to look on the other side of the spectrum. Did you see what I did there? I moved? No? Okay, we'll look on the other side of the spectrum. Now we all know with a standard pair of carbon wheels, the braking surface is atrocious in the wet. In the dry it's brilliant, and in the wet it's just non-existent. Now Zipp have come up with this composite material in these new rims, which runs along the brake surface, and it's supposed to make the braking as good as it is in the dry as in the wet. Now I'm going to say it's not as good as that. It is significantly better than a pair of carbon rims, but yeah, it's definitely not as good in the wet. In the dry they're unbelievable, and in the wet they're just good. Now they are, like I said, better than a pair of carbon rims in the wet and better than a pair of aluminium. But personally, the best rims I've ever used in the wet is the Mavic SLEs with the Mavic Scythe, is it? That rigid braking surface. But that's probably what I think is the best braking surface for the wet. And that's just about it for my criticisms of these wheels. I really can't find anything else at the minute. I've ridden on them for 4 or 5 months and I just can't fault them, to be honest. So to wrap this up, I would definitely recommend this pair of wheels. especially now if you live in the UK or a similar country to the UK where the terrain, we've got the hills and we've got the flats, but the hills, there's nothing really longer than sort of 8 or 10 minutes. A lot of the climbs are just power climbs, and you want a wheel that sort of, it fits the power climb but also the flat. I found these are a really nice trade-off between a full-on aero wheel and a climber's wheel. It sort of ticks the best of both worlds. Alright, and that just about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed today's review. If you did, please give this video a massive thumbs up. If you'd like me to review any other products that you see me riding, just let me know and I'll do a quick video on it. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Until next time.